China is the leading country in the world when it comes to work being done in the field of EVs. This country alone is producing more for EVs than the rest of the world combined. In today's video, we will take a look at the up-and-coming EV brands from China. We'll also discuss how the government has influenced this revolutionization of the whole country's automobile industry, and how other countries are trying to do the same but have not been able to keep up with China's pace. We're going to talk about all that and much more in the video. But before that, don't forget to like the video. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your feedback is very important to us as it helps us shape the videos according to your likings. Make sure to watch the video until the end. China and automotive sector. China's beginning to look like the biggest hub of automotive production and innovation. Apart from Chinese car makers, foreign vehicle manufacturers are also trying to come to China and build cars there. Inside China, most of the local car makers have shifted their goals towards electric vehicles. These Chinese EV makers are making more electric vehicles than the rest of the world combined. The government is supporting these companies to a very large extent. There is a rising demand from the population for these newcomer EVs as well. Very soon, other countries will also be interested in getting electric vehicles that are made in China by local EV makers. Tesla is one of the most well-known EV makers in the world. It has also ramped up its EV production after setting up a production facility in Shanghai. It is being dubbed as the Gigafactory Shanghai. Tesla makes, writes, and drives variants that are also called Made in China models. These are sent to several other right-hand drive markets as well. China has seen the birth of new EV makers as well as older car makers branching into this market segment. XPeng is a top name among Chinese EV makers. NIO is another EV maker that makes a lot of news due to its power solutions and European expansion that is expected very soon. Other Chinese e-makers include Chery Automobile Company, BYD, Geely, Beijing EV Corp, Shanghai Auto, Byton, and Li Automobiles. Growing infrastructure. As the names of EV makers increase, so does the infrastructure they're developing. EV makers have already invested billions of dollars in research and development. They're not stopping to do that and have started investing even more in making production facilities. XPeng Motors is a startup that previously had only one assembly plant in Southeast China, but has started work on a second facility nearby. The company also plans to start the third facility soon as well. The production capacity of the company is expected to reach up to 300,000 cars in a single year by 2024. NIO is just behind XPeng as it has also made a second production facility near the first one in central China. Geely is a Chinese EV maker that also owns Volvo. This company has also set up its huge production plant in eastern China. This facility can be compared to all the largest car manufacturing facilities across the whole world. Things don't stop here. Evergrande, a real estate firm from China, has also made EV factories across Shanghai and Guangzhou. The production rate of these factories is expected to exceed the production rates of all North American EV companies by 2025. Geely has made its EV brand by the name Zeekr. The company has made a factory near Ningbo that spreads across miles. It is a fully automated production facility that has 15 rows of robots. The production capacity is up to 300,000 cars a year. These machines are made by ABB of Sweden. There are billions of dollars being invested by China in EV factories. The rate of investment is way more than the rest of the world combined. All this money has been earned by Chinese international investors and with the help of local leaders. Very soon, China will shake all the other car manufacturers in the world. Growing demand. Chinese EV makers do not have to worry about low demand from the Chinese public. The past buying trends of Chinese car buyers shows a very optimistic picture. Average Chinese car buyers are expected to spend $40,000 on more when buying an electric vehicle. It is also reflected from the fact that the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 are among the top 3 highest purchased EVs in China. Chinese EV makers have the notion that it will take them some time to lead in car making all over the world. This is due to the experience other legacy car makers have in the field. However, they are sure that it is not impossible and it is just a matter of time. It is being speculated that the Chinese EV makers will make up to 8 million EVs in the year 2028. This is backed up by estimates made by LMC Automotive a global data firm. China has already produced 1 million electric vehicles in the previous year. Production of EVs and charging stations. Electric vehicles cannot be made practical if there is not a charging infrastructure present to back it up. China has thought about this as well. A nationwide network of over 800,000 charging stations has been set up for public use. The setting up of these was backed up by the Chinese government as well. The number is twice as much as the rest of the world combined. Electric charging varies from country to country. Many countries have people inclined towards using their chargers at home. Strong competition. Other countries are also speeding up in the EV race. Europe is expected to make 5.7 million EVs in the year 2028. The situation is not the same for both American countries. Ford, GM, and other American car makers are planning to go electric but fall way back behind China. Joe Biden, present American president, has also stated that America is running back behind China. North American car makers are expected to make a small number of just 1.4 million electric vehicles by 2028. In last year, North American car makers made 410,000 electric vehicles. Other countries except China have more purchases of plug-in hybrid vehicles. These have electric motors as well as internal combustion engines for backup. This is a reason why the full electrification years for those countries are way behind China. There are several EV makers inside of China. These are also given serious competition from foreign EV makers. Tesla is one of the best examples of this. The brand has a way bigger brand recognition than the Chinese new EV brands. On the other hand, legacy car makers such as Mercedes, Porsche, and Audi have also entered the game. Chinese EV makers will have to compete with them. Inside China, more and more companies have started entering the EV business. Telecom giants Huawei and Xiaomi are planning to enter the field. The e-commerce giant Alibaba is working with two Chinese state-backed companies on a joint venture by the name IM Motors. They plan to deliver their cars by the start of next year. Role of Chinese administration. The Chinese government has been backing up most of the new EV makers. Apart from this, the public has also been playing its part in the revolution. An enterprise from the town of Zhaoqing has invested $233 million into Xpeng in 2017. Xpeng was also helped by the city of Wuhan to acquire land at low prices. Many other Chinese EV makers have been helped by local Chinese entities. These were also very helpful in times of several needs. Conclusion: Chinese EVs have a very confusing potential for being sold in countries outside China. First of all, the infrastructure of other companies is way behind the Chinese charging infrastructure. Secondly, as Chinese EVs will be imported to other countries, it will increase the prices of these cars. Even with this, Chinese EV makers are bound to go outside China. NIO is planning on entering the European market very soon. The Chinese EV industry is bound to get to the top very soon. The government of the country is backing up all the work being done without causing any interference. The Chinese EV brands are determined to produce new EV and at a very huge rate. All this has sparked growth in the research and development being done. The Chinese EV industry is not just fast-paced, it is very innovative as well. New EVs from China are giving foreign EVs a run for their money in every possible way. Many of them are even introducing features that were never before heard of. Now that you've made it to the end of the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Do leave a comment if you want to give us your feedback.